Hey guys, it's Eshani, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101. So on the makeup market, there have been so many new foundation launches. A lot of my favorite brands have been releasing a new foundation formula. We've got Anastasia Beverly Hills, Pat McGrath, Charlotte Tilbury, and also Fenty Beauty. This product was very top of my list to try because the original Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Foundation is one of my all-time holy grail favorite foundations and has been since it launched. So when Fenty Beauty announced they were going to be releasing a Pro Filt'r Hydrating Foundation, I got pretty excited. Now granted, I do have naturally pretty oily skin. I wouldn't tend to gravitate towards a hydrating foundation for my skin type, but because I love the original Pro Filt'r Soft Matte so much, I needed to try it. So in today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different than what I've seen in other review videos of this foundation. We're going to be putting these two directly head to head next to each other. On one side of my face, I have the Pro Filt'r Soft Matte, and on the other side of my face, I have the Pro Filt'r Hydrating. I'm going to show you guys both of these foundations going on. You're going to be able to see my favorite way to apply them, which is with the Beauty Blender. And then of course, we're going to be doing an 8-hour wear test where I'm going to be checking in throughout the day in different lighting situations so you guys can see how both of these foundations wear directly next to each other. Now granted, these foundations don't claim to do the same thing. In fact, they claim to be quite the opposite, but I kind of wanted to see for myself, how different are they really? So let's go ahead and chat about this new hydrating foundation. This foundation retails for $35. It comes in 50 different shades. The shades do correspond to the original Pro Filt'r Soft Matte. So in both of these foundations, I wear the shade 360. The foundation claims to be a hydrating long wear foundation that delivers comfortable medium to full coverage in a natural finish, perfect for normal to dry skin. Unlike the original Soft Matte foundation, which comes in a glass bottle with a pump, the hydrating foundation actually comes in like a plastic squeezy tube, but it does also have a pump, which I can appreciate. So before I continue rambling, let's go ahead and jump right into the part of the video I know you guys were the most interested in seeing, the application demo. To start off, we're going to be using our primer cocktail. First off, the YSL Touche Eclat Blur Primer. As you would expect, this primer does a really good job of kind of blurring enlarged pores and just giving your skin an overall smooth canvas. Then for even more pore blurring / pore filling, we're going to be using our Maybelline Master Blur Stick by Face Studio. This is in the shade Medium Tan, so it does give a little bit of color correction to the skin. Nothing crazy, but it does even out your skin just a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Foundation on the left side of my face. I'm going to go ahead and dot that on, blend it in with my Beauty Blender. The Beauty Blender is my favorite way to apply this foundation in general, so we're just going to apply it that way. And as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and build it up with a second layer, just dotting some more product on the areas of my skin that I need it and blending it out. Here you can see a look at the Soft Matte Foundation on one side of my face compared to no foundation on the other side of my face. So now going in with the Pro Filt'r Hydrating Foundation on the right-hand side of my face, I did the exact same thing, just dotted it all over and then blended it out with the clean Beauty Blender. I don't know how much you guys are going to be able to tell just from the demo, but the blending on the hydrating foundation is actually a lot easier because it does have a lot more of a creaminess to the formula. The formula just seems to glide onto the skin very nicely, and it gives a surprising amount of coverage considering this is a hydrating foundation. I would describe it as a pretty true liquid foundation. Not too thick, it's definitely not a thick cream, but also not too runny or liquidy. Because of that, I think it does really well with the Beauty Blender, and bumping it in with the Beauty Blender does evenly distribute the product really well. Again, I went in with a second layer because I wanted to match the amount I used on the left side of my face for the right side of my face as well, so I did build it up a little bit and blend it out again. So here's a little look at both sides of my face. This is the hydrating foundation side, and then this is the soft matte foundation side. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can definitely tell in person. The hydrating foundation side is slightly more dewy. It also feels just a little bit tackier to the touch. It's not overly sticky. I did give it a couple minutes to set, by the way, but it does have just a little bit more moisture to it, you can tell. And the matte side, I mean, this dried down pretty much completely powdery. Okay, I zoomed you guys in even more because I feel like right in this area is where you can really see the difference. Like when the light hits this area of my cheek, you can just see how it reflects off a lot more versus the matte side, which doesn't really reflect the light quite as much. And I also wanted to show you guys, I do have a little crease right here in my forehead. It's, I guess, a little wrinkle or something. And as the hydrating foundation is kind of drying down, it is definitely settling into that line. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe bump that out just a little bit before I powder, just to give it the best shot of not getting worse throughout the day. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set my skin with my Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder. Because I have oily skin, I always set my skin with some type of powder, so I'm just gonna powder all over. Here's how my skin looks with a little bit of powder applied to both sides. I tried to apply about the same amount to either side, so this is the matte side, this is the hydrating side. At this point, I really wouldn't say that either side feels heavier than the other. I think just to touch it, this side just feels a little bit more hydrating, as you would expect, because it's a hydrating foundation. So anyways, it is now 12:52, almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I will see you guys in a bit. Alrighty guys, so I've got the rest of my face put on today. No eye makeup today because I was just not feeling it. As per usual, I used my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Deep Bronzer. And then, again, as per usual, my blush is the Hourglass Mood Exposure Ambient Lighting Blush. Neither one of these products has a ton of shimmer or glitter or anything, and I didn't use any type of facial highlighter because I want you guys to be able to see throughout the day. As these two foundations start kind of breaking down on my skin, I want you guys to be able to see the natural oiliness that my skin gets. And then on my lips, I thought it would be most appropriate to wear my Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm in the shade Fenty Glow over a lip pencil. So that is the rest of the makeup on my face. I'm gonna go ahead and go get some work done right now. We're gonna probably run some errands later, so I will check back in a couple hours in natural lighting so you guys can see how these foundations look. Alrighty guys, it is now 4:14 in the afternoon, so it's been about 3.5 hours that I've had this foundation on. We are outside in natural lighting, semi-outside. I'm in the car. I would say that's semi-outside. So here we have it. This side is the soft matte side, and then this side is the hydrating side. Okay, very random side note, my car is straight up falling apart. What the actual heck? Okay, this is, do we see this? This is my door. And this paneling of leather just came off. Okay, anyways, let's get back to the foundation. I actually noticed this about an hour or two into wearing the foundation. I felt like the matte side looked more dewy than the hydrating side. I don't know why that is, but my pores right here around my nose are a lot more prevalent. Let's see. I just feel like they're a lot more prevalent on this side, on the matte side, versus the hydrating side, which I guess isn't completely surprising because a lot of times matte foundation will tend to emphasize texture, whereas hydrating foundation might kind of smooth the texture out a little bit more. But given the fact that the hydrating foundation is just looking better, and to be honest, it's not looking greasy or anything like that, at least at the 3.5 hour mark. As far as my forehead wrinkle here, I mean, you can definitely see it. Every foundation is going to kind of sink into it. This hydrating foundation isn't looking worse than really any other foundation I would use. So at the 3.5 hour mark, I will surprisingly say that I like the hydrating foundation better. Not sure how I'm gonna feel in a couple more hours, and definitely after I go to the gym, we're gonna really see the true test. But for now, I mean, hydrating foundation, It's doing pretty dang good. Alrighty guys, it is now 7:17 in the evening, so it's been about 6.5 hours or so. No touch-ups, I haven't blotted my face, I haven't repowdered, I haven't done anything exciting to my face, I've just lived my life. So on this side, we've got the Soft Matte Foundation, and then on this side, we've got the Hydrating Foundation. And I just kind of want to pull you guys in really close so you can see particularly the center of my face, because this is where I get the most oily. My nose, my forehead, my chin. And I want you guys to see that I feel like both sides are looking freakishly similar. Is it just me, or I mean, I can hardly tell a difference. Touching my skin, again, the hydrating side has a little bit more moisture to the touch. Neither one of them are feeling heavy. I don't think one of them is looking particularly greasier than the other. I mean, 6.5 hours in, I was definitely expecting to see some product breakdown on the hydrating side, or at the very least for it to be excessively dewy on my oilier areas. And sure, my nose and my forehead are a little dewy, but I feel that way about both sides. I mean, both sides of my nose are a little dewy, and both sides of my cheek is a little dewy. I'm a little bit confused, but let's go ahead and play with the lighting here as I normally do, and I'll slowly turn it down so you guys can kind of get a feel for this foundation, or both of these foundations, in slightly different lighting setups. So yeah, I mean, wow. I'm kind of surprised. I wonder how these would work head to head on someone with excessively oily skin or excessively dry skin, because my combination oily skin is reacting very similarly to both of these formulas. Shockingly so. So anyways, it's almost gym time, so I will go ahead and do my workout, and then I will check back in under my studio lights, and we will see how both of these foundations wore through a workout. It is now 8:48 at night, so I've had these foundations on for pretty much exactly 8 hours now. Here's your look at these foundations after 8 hours, no touch-ups, no blotting, no anything fancy. You guys, they look the same. Not what I expected from this video, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I can zoom you guys in even more. Let's see if you can see right in here. The foundation has definitely settled into my little smile line. Maybe not quite as bad on this side, but to be honest, I think my smile line is a little bit deeper on this side anyway, but they've both settled. Like, neither one is looking perfect. On my cheeks, you can see some glow. As I said, I have no highlighter or anything on. This is all just natural glow. I'm gonna go in with a tissue now, because I normally go in with a tissue and blot at the end of the day, just to see how much foundation is actually picked up by the tissue. So here's the product that was picked up on the soft matte side, and you can see that it's looking pretty much good as new now. And then let's go ahead and try the hydrating side as well. Here's what was picked up on the hydrating side, so about the same. I honestly think this foundation is looking good. I mean, it's looking good for 8 hours and a workout, no blotting, no touch-ups. Definitely not what I expected this video would amount to, is me saying that the soft matte foundation and the hydrating foundation honestly look the same. That's kind of weird, but also keep in mind, everybody's skin type is different. It's very possible that my skin was just extra balanced today, so maybe that slight extra hydration that the hydrating side gave didn't really affect my skin too much. I also wasn't outside in the heat or humidity very long, nor was I outside in like freezing cold weather. All of that can obviously play a part in how your foundation ends up looking at the end of the day. I mean, it feels about the same on my skin. Maybe the hydrating side is ever so slightly tackier, but marginally, like so marginally to the point where if I didn't know I had two different foundations on my skin, I wouldn't even be able to tell myself. I know for sure nobody out in public would have been able to tell either. So could I recommend the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation? Yeah, I could. For a combination oily skin, I still think it holds up well. I have heard that this works great on dry skin as well. I've seen reviews from other dry skin YouTubers who really love this foundation. I'll go ahead and link a couple of those videos down below in case you have dry skin and you want to know other people's opinions. But for my combination oily skin, I mean, they both work great. Maybe I should hold it like this to not confuse people. Hydrating side, soft matte side, both of them look great. So there we have it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments down below what other foundations are you interested in seeing a review from me on. I know there are so many new foundation releases on the market right now. I don't even know where to start, so help me out in the comments below. I see my oven timer is about to go off because I'm roasting sweet potatoes right now. There you go. And that beep means it's time for dinner. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to thumbs it up. Make sure you hit the notification bell, do all of that fun YouTube stuff. And I will talk to you guys in my next video very soon. I'll see you then. Bye.